All right, so we're here at this is with Casey, Inspector
Hi, how are you?
Extraordinaire. Okay, so go ahead and tell me, what did you find out about the roof?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all the items that I want to bring to your attention in some way, shape, or form regarding the inspection report.
And then I'm going to quiz you.
The first one is going to be on the roof, which we're not going to go up there, but the chimney, since it's designed to burn wood, should have a spark arrestor on the top of the chimney so that any embers, if you did go to convert it back to wood, would not float on the other people's property.
So is it, as long as it's gas, is it not a problem?
It's not a problem in the sense that if you use it as gas, you don't need it. It's
okay.
just, you know, the way it's built, we got to cover our butt. It should be on there.
Okay,
you know.
so if they plan on keeping it gas, no big deal.
Correct. Okay. Next thing we're going to see is also on the roof that some of the stucco, where the walls go higher than the roof line, there's some peeling stucco there, some cracking peeling stucco there. And now, that's going to be HOA probably.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably HOA
that'll
stuff,
be probably
right?
HOA.
Okay, that's fine.
The next thing is going to be in the garage.
Okay, let's go on. So come in the garage here.
Okay, so here we are in the garage.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing I'm going to note here is here's your water heater right here.
Okay.
Okay. And if you look at the water lines on top of the water heater, you see those exposed copper pipes?
Yeah.
Those should have black foam insulation around those copper pipes.
Okay.
Okay. And then the second thing I noted is this is the improper material used for the overflow line. So this copper pipe is connected to a relief valve. So if this tank overpressurizes and wants to explode, there's going to be a relief valve that flips up here.
Oh, that's supposed to be hard copper.
Yes,
right?
this pipe should not be threaded in. It should be sweated copper to where when there's high pressure water coming through here, that's not going to leak through these parts.
So I see the relief valve is up there. So they have a relief valve, but they just didn't pipe it correctly.
Correct. So the way I worded it in the report is improper material used for TPRV drain tube.
Okay, and then the black stuff that you get to put on there, that's just something from
Home Depot, $6 for 10 feet of it, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Also here's your laundry area in the garage. Here's your dryer vent pipe.
Yep.
This is the improper material for a dryer vent pipe. Two reasons. One, you shouldn't have the white plastic at all anymore.
Okay.
Secondly, since it's installed to vertically, it needs to be a rigid pipe.
Oh, is it collect the lint or something like that? Okay.
Yes. So it needs to be a rigid metal pipe with a smooth interior.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your laundry sink / utility sink, and you do have a slight leak on the drain line underneath the sink. Okay, so when the drain line connects to the sink and you have it running, it's got a slight little drip there. You see some evidence of it right there on the P-trap. Okay.
So that's probably not just a tightening. It's probably like
it's gonna be it's gonna probably need some plumber's putty right where it joins the sink.
Oh, so you think it's actually up here?
It is. That's where I see.
Oh, so it's under the sink. It's not where that is exposed, but it's actually up at the sink.
Correct.
Level. Okay.
And that's right. And in the report, you'll see a picture with the actual water drop coming from that location.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. Next thing will be outside.
Okay, what about the washer dryer? Did you run those at all?
I don't test washer and dryers because they're personal property. They don't stay with every transaction.
Okay.
So I check the hookups, the drain lines, the supply lines, but...
and all that looked like it was fine?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. All that's good. There's no leaking there. All that's intact there. Gas line. You do have a 220, so if you do convert to an electric dryer,
then it's going to be fine.
There's a 220 outlet right here behind me that's active.
Great.
Okay. Also, while we're in the garage, this is your service door. This is the door that leads from the garage to the exterior of the garage.
Okay.
Okay. It has damaged panel here. It's got a hole, cracked panel here, and also it's hollow core. It's not designed to be an exterior door.
That's like mine. I don't know in the desert. I don't know what they were thinking, but they're really not.
Yeah. We're outside here on the east patio or on the back patio here. Okay. Here is your main water supply line coming into the house.
Okay.
Okay. And as you can see right here, you do have a slight leak. You got a little pinhole leak on the copper pipe here that's leaking continuously here. So you'll need a plumber here to sweat that joint here and make that not leak.
And fix that, okay.
Secondly, here's your sprinkler valve right here.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no timer to the sprinkler system. It's all manual. So this is what turns on the water to the sprinkler valve. This valve is breached, the diaphragm's breached, so it leaks continuously. So that's why they turn it on and off here. So when you turn it on here, the valve leaks continuously.
Okay, so that's going to need adjustment.
Yeah, so you should always leave this valve on, and if you're going to do it manually, do it manually here, but ultimately you'd want it on a timer. But there's no timer set up here.
Magic.
Okay?
Okay. Anything else out here?
Nothing else out here. We're going to cut next inside the living room here.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm noting in here is this fan was inoperative. It doesn't turn on.
Yeah, and we couldn't find a switch anywhere.
Couldn't find a remote. If there was a remote, if there's a wall switch, nothing was going to it.
Okay.
Also in here, this is a switch right here on this east wall that goes to the patio light outside here.
Okay.
And it's also wired to a switch in the east bedroom, which makes it a three-way switch.
Okay.
So that you can turn it on and off from whatever room you go into. However, these switches are not operating as such. These are two-phase switches, which means that in order for that to work, this switch always has to be down, and then you can go in the bedroom and turn it on and off. Whereas you should be able to turn it on and off no matter what direction you come in from. So these switches are the improper switches for a three-way switch.
So chances are you could switch those out to three-way switches and it would work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the switches look the same. Two-phase, three-phase,
right.
You have to read the box.
But you have to put the wire between them too. Right, okay.
Okay. Here is your fireplace. This is two-fold catch-22 with the other thing that had to do with your chimney. Now, because you have a gas line that goes into your fireplace, the damper that opens and closes to the chimney is not allowed to close all the way. It's required to have a little $4 part called a C-clamp or a damper block, to where you go to close the damper, it stays open just a tad.
And that's that little tiny clamp that goes on it just so that it can't close all.
Yeah, just like putting it on the lip of a workbench. You just tighten it up. And that's a requirement. Okay. And it's missing that. It does not have that.
When you started that up the first time, it flamed pretty big on the right-hand side.
Yeah, there was some of that sand was missing and some of the rock was missing. So when I put the sand there and the rock there, I had a
and then it worked fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took that off the report.
Okay.
Because I thought I was going to start this thing on fire.
I saw that and I was like, that's a big flame.
Moving on to the hallway here. You have bedrooms.
Yep.
You do not have any smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector in the hallway outside the bedroom, which is California law, and that'll get done for you in the city of Palm Springs.
Right, and I'll talk to the listing agent about getting that done. So.
All right. Next thing we're going to do is go into the master bedroom.
Okay. We'll just follow you. This is small enough that I don't need to turn us off for this particular.
Okay, so in the master bedroom, didn't know much in here.
By the way, I just noted that, you know, in my Avid,
stains.
We've got stains.
And loose carpet.
And the carpet has been stretched out so you can see down the hallway it has different waves. All right, so that was something I noticed.
Okay, so I don't have anything in the master bedroom. Moving into the master bathroom though.
Yep.
What I noted in the master bathroom is that the outlet that is adjacent to the sink, all these switches and outlets have been replaced. The electrical's been upgraded where they got rid of the fluorescent lighting.
Okay.
So therefore this outlet should be a GFCI protected outlet, and it's not, which is the outlet that has the buttons that trip and reset.
Right, and that's good for water protection.
Correct.
So you don't.
And they're required within 6 feet of every water source.
In here, when I was doing this, I noticed that there's a little stain right there.
Yeah, it's old. The shower head doesn't leak. I put the shower head. Yeah,
okay, so that's not really a relevant thing.
I checked that. That's one of my big things I always check.
Anything else in here?
Nope.
All right, so we're in the east bedroom now.
Okay, so now we're in the guest bedroom or the east bedroom. Again, the only thing I noted is that this is the same switch that operates that outside light that we talked about. So
so this is the companion for that light.
Yeah, the three-way switch we mentioned in the living room. Here's the other one that should be functional as well.
And what you were saying is if this is in this position, it's off. But if I turn it on, it works. But if the one in the other room is off and I turn this on, nothing happens.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Moving into the east bathroom.
Anything else in this room?
No, this room's clear other than that.
Okay.
East bathroom here. Here's the guest bathroom. Again, same thing here with the outlet adjacent to the sink. It's not GFCI protected. And then the toilet is not secure at the floor. You see it goes side to side here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it needs to be tightened up along the flange.
Which also probably needs a new seal and tighten.
I always recommend replacing the wax ring. It sucks everything up nice and tight again.
Okay.
Okay. And
well, and clearly they have these pots everywhere, which I did refill with water.
Yeah.
So it likely gets hot in here, which tends to melt those wax rings, I found out.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Now, was this also electrically upgraded, just like the other one?
Yeah, that's why the GFCI. In 1974, GFCIs weren't required, but when you do any type of modifications, you need to bring everything up to current code.
Okay.
Okay. Right here, we're in the hall closet right here, which is your furnace.
Switch sides. Let's take a look at the furnace.
Okay, here's your furnace right here.
Okay.
Okay. Code requires that this flexible gas line right here never disappears. You should always see where this guy connects.
Right.
So what needs to be happening here is it needs to be a solid steel pipe inside this housing, and then this flexible line connects to it outside here.
And I've got this.
And
Actually,
that's
I've
a
got
code
the same
requirement.
furnace, and I've got the same setup in mine.
And then the filters along the base of the heater here. You open this up, and there's a filter that you clean out. It's a disposable. I mean, it's a reusable type. It's dirty right now. It needs to just be hosed out and put back in.
Okay.
Okay. That's regular maintenance. That's been deferred.
Otherwise, this is a
2000. This is a 2002 unit. It's a 2000 air conditioner, so they probably bought it around 01, and they had a model year earlier, model year newer.
so probably
3-ton system. That's good to 1,600 square feet of living space.
okay.
So it's working really well.
Okay, well that's good. And then that's all the rooms. Is there anything else that's going to be outstanding? Kitchen. Okay. Well, all right. So last room is kitchen.
Kitchen. Again, same thing in the kitchen. Electrical's been upgraded. They've gotten rid of those fluorescent lights and the fiberglass panels. They put can lights in. This outlet has been replaced. This outlet has been replaced, but they should be GFCI protected outlets, and they're not.
Okay, and they may be daisy chained together, which means only one GFCI, but it may be that they're separate circuits, which means two GFCIs.
Depending on where they go, but it might start here and went all the way around at least to the oven.
Okay. Any?
That's it.
Great.
Yeah, you guys, older appliances, but they're all working.
Okay.
No leaks under any of the sinks in the house. Only that one in the garage is the only leak.
Okay. Well, thanks, Casey. That's great. I appreciate it.
I'm going to email you the report in its entirety in a PDF formatted file, and you'll have that by tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and Mark will get CC'd on the email.
Okay. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.